Now, these guys played just yesterday in the group stage of this event, and in that group stage, they did actually put up some pretty cool games, honestly. I really liked them. And it was some very close games and some very aggressive games, and a lot of games that were decided very early on. And I'd like to remind you as well that you can support the players with hashtags in the chat. You can hashtag Clem or hashtag uThermal based on who you're supporting in this series. I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think a lot of people want to see Clem doing well, but I think a lot of you guys want to see uThermal as well, because I know he's a bit of a fan favorite for the Terran fans. So let me know who you're cheering on in this TvT, and let's kick this off as we are going to be starting to the top right-hand side of the map with our blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. Give it up, guys. It is uThermal. I should never eat into a mic because it sounds disgusting. I just want you guys to be super involved in the stream, guys. I want you guys to be super involved in the stream. Sorry. I forgot to pull the mic away. So top left-hand side, it is going to be the red Terran player. Give it up. If you're cheering on from Dead Pixels, it is Clem. And in the early stages on Battle on the Boardwalk for map number 1, we're going to get the crazy map out of the way. Nice and quick. So we get this rolling, get this going. Factory drops down into the main base. And the depot gets thrown down as well. CC from uThermal pretty quickly here, and Clem does just see that. So two very different ways of setting up already. It is going to be the Reaper expand into kind of like uThermal trying to play defensively and basing this on around having a better eco, whereas Clem will have earlier units beyond the Reaper, such as the earlier Cyclone or Hellion. And obviously that's going to be from there, creating some aggressive opportunities for Clem to get some more done. Initially here, these Reapers trade shots pretty evenly. uThermal's kind of waiting out for an extra Reaper to pop out, but he is going to lose the SCV on the low ground. He's very close to taking the advantage on the Reaper trades, but doesn't quite find it. Now with two Reapers, he will have that just a little bit faster moving forwards here. Clem's going to lose a Reaper. That's already a big deal. Gets the SCV, and immediately Clem should probably be pulling this Reaper backwards. He does not want to run that across the map too much longer now. Cycle on the way out from both, but by the time it arrives from Clem, uThermal is probably going to have what he needs. Sorry, slight misclick there on the scene change. As we are going to be seeing the Cyclone starting to move over. Well, two Reapers though from uThermal are going to counterattack, and we've seen already, well actually a lot of this was yesterday, but we saw yesterday a lot of damage being done by these two Reapers as there was just nothing at home to defend. And so this is maybe going to be able to get quite a bit done already. It's a couple of SCVs, and it's a great grenade to blast those SCVs up once again. Third worker goes down, a fourth worker going to fall in a moment or two as well. And the fifth worker also. This continues to drop here. This damage is starting to be really ramped up a little bit. Grenade goes down once more. 6 workers killed, 7. A lot of damage dealt. Wants to try and dodge away from the Cyclone. Will lose one of his Reapers. It looks as though he's just going to commit it in here to get 9 kills in total. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, the Cyclone skirmish, but uThermal seems to have come out ahead on that one. And with 9 workers killed just by those 2 Reapers, uThermal is already playing the advantage in these early stages. Oh, that's not good for that SCV. It's going to go down, and that's a 10th kill. Reapers have had the time of their lives. Now it goes down. And even forces the cancel there. As uThermal, 2 Cyclones gathering together. He's got Marine production continuing. He's going to make way for the starport, or maybe just the factory onto the reactor. He could start up reactor Cyclones in the near future. Definitely a possibility. And interestingly enough, by the way, on the hashtag votes in the chat, Clem is the favorite. 60% of the vote so far against 40% of uThermal. Our youngster here is our favorite so far. Very interesting to see, as we're going to be seeing, however, now Cyclone starting to skirmish once again. Looking to try and do a little bit more of this. Cyclone's fighting. Nice micro by uThermal. Gets 2 for 1 so far. And now this should be more or less good enough. It's very close to the point where even if this one Cyclone survives from Clem, the trades have been pretty even, and he can't really justify pushing forwards with it. Now uThermal reacting out those Cyclones, as is Clem across the map. But uThermal has a starport up, and he's going into a Liberator. which is something that Clem doesn't have just with the way this opened. Reactor and Cyclones usually does skip the starport, but initially this wasn't the Reactor and Cyclones from uThermal. The Reactor of Cyclones came in a little bit later on. Two SCVs going down there. And we are going to be seeing the two Cyclones actually chasing with the SCVs. Liberator comes across the map and will just siege the natural immediately. There's not actually much to kill there because Clem has such a low worker count anyways. You can see those SCVs really came very far forwards here. I'm so surprised uThermal brought them all the way over here. There's the double Cyclone locking on and will eventually clean up this Liberator, but did take quite some time. Meanwhile, Cyclones, the third one of uThermal, joins the fray, and again, the target fire is pretty good from uThermal throughout and pullbacks as well, and that does allow him to trade 3 for 2. Or 2 for 3, obviously, in his favor. Nicely done. uThermal still in that worker lead as well, which means everything else beyond this will come up so much faster already. The third CC is a perfect example of this, but other examples are going to be, extra factories, that sort of thing. We see actually one factory already from Clem coming down. I'm surprised uThermal doesn't have the extra factories on the way. He does have another Liberator on the way out, so he will be able to continue harassing with Liberators, and that's already continuing to do further damage and pushing him further ahead of Nico. This for uThermal would have the advantage in terms of the production. He's probably going to go, the thing is, I guess the difference will be, Clem will go double factory, uThermal will go up to 3 to 5 factories much faster still, because he is still 20 workers up. It's a huge amount of income difference. It really allows him to do so much more here. Again, this is TvT to the core. Cutthroat, one little thing can just change absolutely everything. We actually saw uThermal just picked off 4 more SCVs of the Liberator in the main. That just got picked off there. Another Liberator starting to come across the map once again. And we're seeing if he can get into position to do something a little bit funky. Some more worker damage perhaps. As we do see those Cyclones still just gathering together. These Cyclones get ready to strike on in. That Liberator on the picture-in-picture is starting to siege up in the main base mineral line. And here we go, uThermal, as the Cyclones go to respond to it and SCVs pull away. Now he strikes on the natural and he takes perfect advantage of what he set up here. Kills off a Cyclone instantly. The damage on these Cyclones is insane. Having like 1 or 2 more Cyclones is just so crazy how much faster it kills things. So you're going to be seeing that Liberator did go down, of course. uThermal Cyclone, a couple of SCVs along with that attack altogether. It's just, again, continuing to take leads in this. Now, again, we don't see uThermal kind of jumping ahead in terms of supply yet. But he's got double armory. He's got double upgrades coming in. He's got the third CC fully saturated. And he will have, soon, extra factories as well for that extra production to make use of the extra economy which he holds. Cyclone set up once more. Once again, and SCV just coming down to build a 4th base already. uThermal feeling extremely confident right now so far in this game, it would seem. And honestly, with good right to be. We've seen how this has been going. It's been going well enough for him. Definitely has justified this confidence. Cyclones again start to trade out a little bit. Armory finally on the way for Clem, but one thing that's going to really help uThermal is these upgrades. I mean, if these fights weren't already starting to go his way, the upgrades are going to make it even more one-sided in uThermal's favor, and there is now the extra production. You can just see Clem just cannot afford this, right? I mean, the extra gases on this next base from uThermal allow him to already be mining so much more and just support that level of production. Clem's economy doesn't allow him to support that level of production right now. As those Cyclones pull away through the top side, uThermal will be able to come in and just push through this top side himself here. Again, he's basically looking to attack when 1-1 is finishing now, and Clem, well, maybe he trades this into a kind of a weird base trade. Okay, he sees this coming. uThermal will scan. The difficult part for uThermal is actually getting out in a position where he's in a concave, but he's going to find himself an opportunity to get on through. Meanwhile, it's another Liberator in the main base, which is dealing damage there. That's why those SCVs are falling. You can see it there in the picture-in-picture, just getting cleaned up as uThermal continues to target down Cyclones. But he's also killing SCVs. 27 workers killed in this fight. And as 27 workers get picked off, well, he will maybe lose the Cyclone trade. But God, he's going to have so much more in production. 28 workers down, and Clem has just never really been able to hold the eco lead at all in this game. In a 10-minute game, this is where the game started right over here. uThermal has been ahead pretty much for the entirety of it, apart from this one little slight time in here. when Clem was able to take some small advantage, but obviously that's really very negligible compared to the rest of the game. More cyclones coming over. You're going to see an SCV picked off the Clem. Just going to type out GG. He realizes that he cannot win this one. And so it is uThermal to take the first game of the best of 5 semi-finals, already going 1-0 up in this series. Alright, let's kick this off to the top left-hand side, where we do have the blue Terran player, who is indeed up 1-0. If you're cheering him on, let's hear it in the chat with some hashtag uThermals. So right now that voting is 50-50. You guys are split down the middle between these guys. A lot of fans for this guy in the bottom right. The red Terran player from Dead Pixels is Clem. That 50-50 vote split, well, that just means you guys have to keep them coming to let us know who you are cheering on. Would love to hear it. Would love to see. I'll bring that back up again a little bit later, as we are going to be seeing uThermal going to take his 1-0 advantage and use it as an opportunity, or to create this opportunity, to set up a couple of barracks. So a couple of racks coming down. Getting ready to go here, and obviously, well, Clem is going to start moving across the map with this SCV, so you can begin to scout this. So SCV coming in towards the upper left. And it is going to be proxied Reapers here from uThermal. That gas is taken in the main base. So there's that gas up, and we're just going to be seeing the Reapers on the way. Now, Clem, as he scouts in, will be able to see the lack of the barracks, and I think, well, how do you do this? I mean, a cancel on the CC could just be inevitable right here, because it's going to be so difficult to hold it without canceling the CC. And obviously, it's kind of the ideal build here for uThermal to be going up against aggression against the faster expand, rather than like a Rax factory off of one base where that factory comes up so much earlier. The first Reaper can kind of save itself. I mean, no reason not to, because Clem doesn't know what's up. You see this Reaper is going to slow down that CC right from the get-go here. So CC slowed down. Second Reaper about to join in, and it's a Marine on the way up now. What's interesting is that Clem has not actually brought his SCVs forwards. Usually you would bring SCVs forwards to protect that first Reaper from something like this happening. As now uThermal already picks up the Reaper, and from the Reaper you go forwards into a pretty great position where you just can't really. So we have to the upper left hand side. Down 2 games at the moment in this series. Well, send him some love, send him some prayers, send him whatever you can, some energy in the chat. I want to hear it right now if you're cheering on Clem from Dead Pixels to pull this back. Come on guys, let's hear it. Bottom right hand side, our blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. Which of these Terrans will go to the finals right now? It looks as though it's this guy. 2-0, quick and easy. Simple early game leads and victories. It is uThermal. So, it's the Muslim in the chat. How you doing, buddy? Hey, what's up with your stream times? You live in England, you start streaming at like 10 PM? It's not a decent time for an Englishman to start streaming, is it? Why are you streaming so late? It's mental. It's insane. Maybe it's not quite 10 PM. Feels as though I keep seeing you online, like super late though. Thought you were non-degen, yo. I thought you had your sleep pattern and shit together, unlike the rest of us degens. So often. So, we're going to see how this continues. It's kind of funny, uThermal was just saying that he's having really bad internet spikes. and that it's really stupid to play TvT with these spikes is, oh my god, because he can't fight with his Reaper if the game is spiking so hard. But, obviously in this scenario, it's not so much of a, obviously not kind of having too much of an effect on him. Apparently he did win go for SC2 earlier, so he said it himself just in me to Skype before. He said, maybe I'm just an actual madman. Well, Reaper for Reaper, but he is going to lose out on this trade. He gets that Reaper low at least. And by the way, I have to say, and commend Clem, kind of building everything behind his natural. He's really trying to play the mind game here, but uThermal never actually scouted it. He picks off the other Reaper as well, so now it's one Reaper for two. And then again, uThermal just saw no natural and just assumed, okay, one base, but he never assumed a proxy. And so that is something which has never kind of affected him. The lack of an SCV scout means that Clem's early game mind game has not paid off for him at all. uThermal going to go into a Raven very early on here to kind of defend and set up against the Banshee, which is on the way out, so it's already a decent setup here. So you're going to see, oh, a grenade could block that Cyclone. It's so almost perfect, just a little bit further forwards, and it would have blasted the Cyclone back. As it stands, Cyclone actually turns to fight, and it's going to get taken down. And he picks off a Reaper, but that's nowhere near really the way it should go. As we are going to be seeing uThermal continuing his push up to the top side of the map, and he is just rolling on through to see what he can do right now. I mean, here comes the Banshee, which will be a big part of maybe shutting this down. I love that, the lock on to push it back already. And it just is a nice lock on. I mean, it's some good damage, and it just pushes this Banshee away. And locks on again. Although this time the Banshee's actually able to keep in range. Good micro out of Clem. He's a StarCraft master. You guys remember that? I feel as though every time we bring that up, it happens all the time. As we do see the Hellion just moving away slightly. Engineering base starts up from uThermal, and we are just going to be seeing him with his own CC starting to build. But both players have the delayed CC here. Clem's is about 10 seconds ahead right now. uThermal throws down extra barracks. Bioplay it is here to continue onwards. Banshee gets repaired before it goes across the map, which does mean, though, that he's not going to be, you know, able to move across the map right away. Means that he does give Muslim. Sorry, God, I got you on my mind, Ben, because you're in my chat. Look at you, getting more distracted. Got me hot and flustered. He has, you know, he gives uThermal time to set up against him. I mean, he already had the Viking and the Raven, though, so not too bad. The double Raven is actually moving along together right now. As it looks as though uThermal is on the hunt, looking to try and find them, and he does find them. And oh man, uThermal is just. I feel as though everything Clem tries to do right now just gets shut down so quickly and so instantly. It's so brutal. This one Banshee peels away to at least keep itself alive. We'll come in towards the natural perhaps in the next couple of moments, but really is not obviously too great, and obviously. uThermal here kind of identifies that it's probably going to be towards the natural, so the Raven was already arriving as it flew in. And that's going to be, three workers killed, but only that. uThermal is still going to be pretty happy because he's picking off army supply of his opponent. Army supply that's not going to be there anymore if uThermal creates an aggressive attack in the next couple of minutes. Clem just setting up in a bit of a quiet stage of the game. Nothing actually out on the map for either player. If you look at the unit tab for both, now the Raven Viking helps a lot still from uThermal, but he definitely is down on that tank count. And so maybe, just maybe, Clem can get some sort of a push across with that. The thing is, though, I mean, it's a short map, so you can push quickly, but if there's nothing to support him, it kind of sucks. It looks as though that was a bit of a misclick on the mule at the front. I do this sometimes, too. Like, I'm about to mule and somehow click away, and then I mule, like, the middle of nowhere. Hashtag low master problems. But, Clem obviously having a similar issue. I think he did this yesterday as well. A little bit of a small mistake, as we do see, well, it's uThermal now. He's coming up this side of the map, and he's looking to see just what he can do with these couple of cyclones. So they are going to start pulling up here and getting ready to go in towards the natural expansion. We've seen two cyclones starting to fight the one, and already gets it very, very low here. uThermal pulls back, doesn't commit too far forwards, and in the meantime, just another Marine up through the center to see what is going to be coming up next. Well, Stim and Combat going to be finishing shortly from Clem, so he'll actually have the Combat Shield upgrade advantage for a while. It looks as though uThermal's going to be able to close this distance in just a couple of moments' time. Plus one a little bit ahead for uThermal too, which could help him out. I mean, it could open a couple of timing windows, but We'll have to see just when players decide to attack. Right now, Clem is pushing, though. I mean, he's not really going to arrive in time to take advantage of the combat shield time in which he has or anything along those lines, right? So, as he pushes across, Clem is looking as though he's going to be, well, just looking to try and win a fight straight up, more or less. Now, uThermal doesn't know his opponent's out here, which is funny, because he actually has a lot of map control up to the top side, and so maybe Clem getting into this in the next couple of moments could be interesting. Let's look at uThermal's point of view in the tab, in the picture-in-picture. Now he sees it, but he's already halfway across the map, and look at him go straight up into his natural, or into his main base. The natural lifts up, and, well, uThermal actually has to turn around, I think. I think he's realizing already himself that this is not really a position he can kind of do too well in. As now, though, it's going to be very tough to break back up here, and this move down the left side from Clem completely started to turn this one around. Oh, quadruple interference matrix, though, which means he can get up this ramp and pick up a tank or two. 2 tanks going down already. Oh my god, that Raven, an absolute beast. Quad interference matrix, full of energy. Clem's going to try and drop on top of these tanks, but uThermal's nearby to clean it up, and wow, what a break back into the main base. That is probably the most useful I've seen the new Raven be since the patch got released. That was so vital for him here. If he didn't have the quad interference matrix, I don't even think he gets up the ramp. You know, even if 1 or 2 tanks are active there, he takes so much damage in the process. Well, uThermal now goes across the map. He didn't lose much, actually. He's 7 SCVs down, so he lost a few SCVs, lost a bit of mining time. And he scans. There is a third base building from Clem to the right side. No third base from uThermal. Now, the funny thing is, again, is that he did check this third base before, but then he pulled everything back. Or maybe he lost the Marine in the process. Now he just doesn't know quite where this is. He is going to put himself, the tanks in a position to basically kind of shut down those other units. Meanwhile, though, drop across the map, and Clem's doing even more damage. 8 workers killed in the natural. uThermal lifted. Oh, these tanks sieging up, and uThermal's kind of forced to take the, well, not really forced to take the fight. Clem wants to take the fight, and obviously uThermal has to fight back. Throws down 1 single interference matrix, but he just can't push forwards. Meanwhile, this little bit of a drop continues on, and Clem is continuing to just do so much here. It's a good hold and a good kind of dealing with the kind of push-in of Clem into his main. But from there, Clem another counter, and he really has done too much now. uThermal is really just lacking in units, down in supply, quite heavily in a lot of different ways. Looking very good here for our Red Terran player Clem, who pushes through the center of the map towards the bottom right to, well, to see what else he can do. Viking talking down that medevac, and just going to see this tank will unsiege and push a little bit further forwards. We're going to see Marines against him forwards as well, and we're going to see 1 tank goes down instantly. GG for uThermal. That is going to be Clem to pick up game 3 of the series now in game. So it's just his stream's just sat on the victory screen. So I guess something happened that meant that he just had to disappear for a bit. Hopefully everything's okay. Anyways, let's kick this off. On top right hand side of the map, we're starting with our Team Liquid player. He is currently 2-1 up, and in his best of 5, it is uThermal. To the bottom left hand side, our Red Terran player from Dead Pixels, it is Clem. So, game 4. Game 4, and looking to see what will happen here as we continue on through. Already an SCV just beginning to move out and onto the map. Just looking to see what he can get up to as well. So SCV moving over here in these early stages, getting ready to go. SCV from Clem on its way over as well. Both players with the early scout, but with the minerals to expand. And so we will be seeing orbitals, a Reaper, and then an expansion from both here in the early stages on Blackpink. And for now, they're going to mirror each other rather than one player trying to be the aggressor or so. As we we continue to see how this goes. You can still keep those votes coming in as well, guys. uThermal is taking the lead in the chat right now. 58% of the vote to 42. Keep those votes coming in. We want to hear from you. We want to hear who you're supporting and all the rest of it. So go, go, go. Let us know. Go, go, go. Let us know. Do. 8 hours into the stream here today, guys. We've been pretty much non-stop in terms of StarCraft action as Reapers are going to greet each other mid-map. It's been a long, long day. Wardy needs to shave. What you saying, man? I'm trying to grow my beard out. Yeah, I know. I'm just being lazy, guys. Give me a break. I'm trying to enjoy my Christmas period by not having to shave for a couple of days. I'm flying out to IEM qualifiers in a day or two and trying to hold off until shaving just until like the day before something, so I can shave and it looks okay, and then just leave it for the day or something like that. I don't know. First Reaper goes down for Clem again, and uThermal keeps on picking up early advantages in the games with this. And right now it means that Clem actually has to make a Hellion and not a Cyclone as a follow-up to make sure he can survive the Reapers, which then makes it more difficult for him to survive the Cyclone stage when uThermal comes with it. uThermal realizes he can't do much here, and so instead will pull back down to the low ground, and will actually back away once again. So those two Reapers backing away towards the upper right, and there's the Hellion and the Reaper combo from Clem, which will start coming across the map as well. Again, for now, generally this shouldn't be a winning fight for uThermal overall in terms of, you know, it should at the very least be a Reaper for Reaper. The Hellion should be able to win out against this Reaper. Really, no? Really, no? Oh my god, Clem loses Reaper and Hellion for just one Reaper. Wow, uThermal just keeps winning these fights again and again and again. Well, Cloak starts up on the starport, and as the Cloak starts up, a couple of Cyclones coming up on this factory in the main base also. So that's getting set up and ready to go, as you do see. Well, SCV's just moving around again. uThermal with the confidence of just throwing down the third CC in location over here. Throwing that down already and just already on the way up. Two armories on the way from uThermal. Getting set to go once more. Hey, Mill's here. He's okay, guys. It's actually all just an elaborate scam so I could throw in an extra set of ads. Ha 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 ha! I bet you all feel fooled. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Yeah, I got you. Because we had to fake a Mill being gone and having to break and wait for him, because otherwise you guys would have hated me forever if I just stuck an extra set of ads in anyways. Cyclone's gonna fight Marines. Cyclone's doing a surprisingly good job of fighting against Marines. As we're going to be seeing the the tank here is taking a little bit of damage as well. We're going to be seeing, oh my god, the micro on these Cyclones. He gets the siege tank. Wow, he does lose another tank at the very, very end. As we're just going to be seeing this Cyclone is going to be moving back home towards the upper right-hand side. One more upgrade's coming in from uThermal. Clem is well, he's going into the bio behind this, so we're actually going to get to see some bio versus mech play here in game number 4. Couple workers going down as a Cloak Banshee arrives across the map, though, and this is something uThermal was not prepared for. He has a scan now. Does he have another scan to finish this off? He does. Double scans. He is doing the regular lately to clean up those Banshees with the double scans available. Some TLO coming in with the host. Am I going crazy, or is that the second TLO host of the day? I don't know if I've just been casting so long that I'm starting to misremember things, or whether that actually is the second TLO host of the day. I feel like it's the second TLO host of the day. What's up, TLO viewers? How you doing? Welcome. You're watching your boy uThermal right now, up 2-1 against Clem. Clem eliminated a laser from the playoffs here today, as we are giving out over $400 in prize money in this event today. This is semi-final number 1. After this, we have Raynor versus Petit Drogo, and then our grand finals. So you're still joining us with time to spare before we wrap up for the day. A couple of series left to go after this one. So welcome, hello, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way up for uThermal. 1-1 upgrades coming through on those armories. As we are going to be seeing an extra factory being thrown down in the main base. Stimpack starts up these barracks again, just building up in the main, and we are going to be seeing Marines, Marauders, and a couple of tanks starting to move out across the map. Do you guys just bait Emil into subbing? No? Okay, Emil just subbed. Thank you, Emil. Sorry. For a moment I thought the chat was like baiting you into a sub or something. So 40 hearts in the chat, please, from Emil, guys. Welcome to the 40 family. I'm glad you only had a small emergency, yo. I'm glad you're all good. Alright, well, Clem going to siege up on this high ground with this tank, but uThermal picks up a kill already. And these cyclones are just so good. Are these cyclones inside the... No, they're hellbats inside the medevacs. I was going to say, cyclones inside the medevacs could be pretty insane. uThermal's chasing for this. He's going to drop on top. He's going to force those units so far back. And now this tank firing onto hellbats allows the cyclones in his own tank to come forwards. And now Clem is running in towards the tank line, and that's not going to be pretty. Clem pushed back. uThermal trading well here so far with the bio player. What a scan. Catches these medevacs going up towards this direction. And Clem is going to have to be very careful about that, because if he isn't, he's going to lose those units. Just going to be seeing the medevacs coming forwards here, and we are going to be seeing Clem. He has regathered his units out of those medevacs, and obviously couldn't find a way to drop in. uThermal now just looking to keep on defending. Load his hellbats back up into the medevacs here so you can look to drop them on top of that army. All over again in just a few moments. It's actually a huge lift up here from Clem as he goes on in. At the same time, it's going to be a drop in towards the natural expansion, and Clem is going to try and break through uThermal here. The hellbats on the ground are going to do a lot though, and I think they might even be able to do another couple more marauders coming in. Oh, this is really tough to say. At the same time, that medevac now is cleaned up in the natural. uThermal's taking damage. He isn't holding on. Actually, we might very well be able to see Clem breaking through and taking us to a game 5. The Marauders are continuing to pick their way through these hellbats. Where are the tanks? They're in production, but they're just not here. And Clem is doing so much, picking his way through 11 SCVs, and he's still on the front line. And here come reinforcements. Clem going to arrive. There's a whole bunch of extra units. What's going to happen? If these young kids keep going to finals and winning tournaments, I don't even know what I'm going to say. It's crazy how good they're getting. As we're going to see those SCVs continue to go down, and we're just going to be seeing the medevacs here pulling back. I mean, 31 workers lost. uThermal is on the brink of defeat right now, as Clem has got this under control. A liberator in the main base. How many kills has that one got? Just 5? So he sort of missed a little bit there, but nothing too crazy. As we're going to be seeing the variables stim, and well, SCVs are going down. Tanks still firing away. Finally, uThermal sieges up his tanks, but he's going to lose at least one of them here. Well, the Liberator can come in, maybe. Alright, I don't even know. uThermal is actually going to start fighting against this. Maybe he can push back. Yeah, I was going to say maybe he can like shut down this wave of units, but then probably still die, obviously, overall. It doesn't look to be the case even. We're going to see Vikings landing. They don't even get the tank kill. That's how badly this game is going right now for uThermal. As we are going to be seeing Clem about to tie the series up 2-2. We are going the distance here today. See, that's why we ran the ads waiting for a mill last time, because I to the bottom side. It is going to be our Blue Terran player from Team Liquid. Give it up if you're cheering on uThermal. Come on, Clem, you beautiful legend, says Superior. Hands in the chat. GG, Clem. He says hello, Zergling. Good job, Clem, from Kate Raven. Top left-hand side, our Red Terran player. Give it up if you're cheering on Clem from Dead Pixels. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. Freaking a mill memeing with me. All that esports dollar. Yeah, them 2 minutes of ads worth hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. In all seriousness, ad breaks do help. They are the reason we can help continue to run these tournaments. They're a big part of our income on the stream. So I just appreciate when you guys watch them. No, I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm afraid I'm going to type into your old chat. Alright, let's kick this off then. 5th game, and already uThermal is going to be opting for the non-expansion route in the early stages. Clem will expand early. We'll see how this goes. Like to see Clem at a live event just so you can get him a new Wikipedia picture. What's Clem's Wikipedia picture? Ah, but like, that's literally what Clem looks like. Like, right now. I saw him, like, last month in Barcelona for WSG. He looks exactly like that in real life right now. He looks really young for how young. It's like, when you see Reno and Clem, you probably wouldn't think they were the same age. You'd probably think Reno was, like, 2 or 3 years older than him. But Clem is actually older than Reno, so it's kind of funny. Anyways, grenades go down, Reapers will disengage. You've seen this dance many times today, and uThermal keeps coming out ahead on it. Although it doesn't bring him victory every single time. Ooh, 2 Reapers here now from Clem, and uThermal has to get back until he is able to grab himself the 2nd Reaper of his own, get that to the front. His own Cyclone now finishes up, and again, pressure here from uThermal will be the aim. There's an SCV from Clem trying to get some information, going to scout on through after holding that watchtower for a few moments. Does get past the Cyclone. We'll see for now, no expansion just yet. So you see this SCV just gonna sit there. There's a couple of Reapers jumping towards the main base, and already one SCV getting picked off. As you can see, the pick-off here from Clem is gonna be nice. He's gonna get both Reapers without costing himself anything. At the same time, the Cyclone does move into the natural, and uThermal gets himself a kill on a couple of workers overall so far. It's maybe gonna be a third as well. It's going towards the ramp. It doesn't move up it though. That is a small mistake. One Reaper goes down now, the Hellion. I mean, the Cyclone's just so tanky against all these units because they kind of shoot very regularly and for lower lances, so the armor of the Cyclone really comes out and helps a lot. uThermal doing some damage here, but still only on one base. Now into Cloak Banshee. He has the minerals now to throw down the CC, which I imagine he'll do in the relatively near future. No reason to delay that any further. Cyclone here just picks off another SCV. So again, continue to move along. uThermal looking for further damage to keep himself the eco lead. Obviously, he has to go and make up for the fact that he has been behind a mule here for a little while. This Banshee coming in towards the main base will be looking towards seeing what damage you can do. An instant cloak. Oh, that's not a good scan because the scan is just going to be fading away too quickly. Kill this Reaper. He comes in for the siege tank. He'll take another shot on the Viking, but actually there's no real way to defend this tank apart from with another scan. Tank is saved. Banshee goes down without really doing too much then. I guess forcing 2 scans is nice, but not too much. You still see this Banshee of uThermal coming up to the top side. So Banshee of uThermal coming through here and moving in towards the main base in a couple of moments, and he obviously can cloak up as well. Whereas the scan, there it is. It moves away instantly though on the scan, and that means it should stay alive against 2 Vikings. And it does dodge down to the south. Vikings out of position if there's another scan. He's going to fly over this bunker. Missile turret in the mineral line. He's going to reveal where his location is now. He'll be able to get an SCV or 2. And a couple of them, well, one transfer into the low ground, one was building up there. Again, about 3 workers and a double scan. Not bad, not bad. Well, after these early stages, we're going to just bring up quickly these votes again. uThermal still our chat favorite, 62.5% of the vote to the 37.5. But Clem really bouncing back. Remember, he was down 0-2, Clem. So really, really doing a very good job here to come back into this. Seeing this Banshee flying through is actually going to try and target down this siege tank pretty quick. SCVs will come in to repair. As uThermal just take down the bunker at the front. There's going to be another scan, and the Vikings are going to get it with a Marine underneath as well. Free tank's going to be way too difficult to push on into, I think. I don't think there's a way uThermal justifies that in his mind at all. 2 more factories. coming into play. uThermal confirming himself to play mech here once again. Clem going to play the bio. Was able to win out in that last game with the bio style. Can he do it once more here? uThermal, slight worker lead, 3 workers so far. A little bit of an army supply lead too. This was a much better early game for uThermal. Definitely putting himself a little bit of a lead compared to the last one, which he lost out to. When his opponent just kind of attacked across. 4 Hellions pulling forwards, and they are going to go for, well, just some map presence. Maybe they can dive in, but obviously difficult on 2 bases, because the tanks are generally going to stay sieged up on the natural, right? And if the tanks stay sieged up, how do the Hellions gain an access? Well, I mean, spoilers, they kind of just don't, so it's a little bit of a tough scenario here as we do just see those Hellions still just sat, waiting to see what the next sort of stage might be. So Roddy Fanboy 15 coming in with the 3-month resub says, thanks for your dedication. Have a great 2018, Wardy. Thank you very much. Appreciate the 3 months. Got some Wardy Hearts in the chat, please, for Roddy Fanboy. Appreciate the love, bro. Thank you for the 3 months. 1-1 upgrades coming through from Clem. Combat Shield is starting as well. Obviously, uThermal doesn't need to bother himself with those upgrades while playing mech. uThermal's third CC is so much faster, though. And that's now turned into a 15-worker lead. But Clem, a similar push to the last game. Not a lot of bio, mostly tanks, but potential definitely here to break on through and to get some damage done. Hellions coming towards the middle of the map, kind of missing some of these units moving through. Well, here he goes. Just going to be a full 180 surround from uThermal. Even pulling SCBs into this to help the fight. And his Cyclones get blown up pretty quick, but everything else is just going to get cleaned out. And well, Clem's still fighting kind of nicely. These couple of Vikings continuing along is kind of nice. He's going to lift up now, and he will pick up a Viking of uThermal, although he'll actually start to repair it. I don't think it's enough. Viking for a Viking there, but he can stick around and pick his way through a medevac or so now. Clem's hurting though overall in terms of the supply. Clem is definitely the one who is trailing here, as we see in uThermal. He defends this initial push forwards, and again, the early game was a lot better for him this time around. A lot better for him than before. Up to 5 racks, and well, again, uThermal just had that third CC so much faster as well, and he's maintained now a 15-worker lead for some time. About 3 or 4 minutes ago when that kicked in, you can see the income difference charging on up. You can just see that uThermal's just generally had that better early game. Took an army supply lead early, as you expect, off the more aggressive build, but did enough to keep the army supply lead, and it grows and drops at a similar rate to Clem, but Clem just never catching up there, and obviously it's impossible when he's that far behind on income. Makes it really, really tough. Love this build drop over here. I mean, that's cute, and it will start to do something. But at the same time, uThermal is pushing forwards himself, and he's going to be really looking to just put an end to this right now. Actually, unit's going to be lifted up into mostly this set of medevacs. uThermal now pushing in towards the 3rd base. I mean, this is quite a bit over here, uThermal. He's taking quite a bit of damage in his natural. 13 workers going down. But now he's killed 7 workers, and there's not really a lot to stop him from just sieging up the natural of Clem. A couple of tanks here and here will do a very similar thing to what Clem's army is doing across the map as well, as he is continuing to drop across there too. Oh, we still do have these few helmets up in the medevacs, and they're going to start moving forwards, and here we go, dropping on top of this army. Marauders and Marines going down. There's just too much here for uThermal. Again, Clem may have cleaned out the natural, but he's not going to do too much else. That drop's not going much further. uThermal has SCV stuck behind this mineral line. They don't know where to run to. He's going to come back in and going to pick up a few more kills just so they can shut that down for real now. And he starts to drop on top of those tanks. He might get cleaned up completely, I think, uThermal here, but I would say that he's generally done enough to justify his position. And he's got so many more Hellions at home, the tank count rising. He's got 1 tank here, which is still just left. Clem is probably trapped. I'm pretty sure you have to drop behind that mineral line with tanks, so that 1 tank there is a little bit stuck until a medevac comes to evacuate it. uThermal here in this 5th and final game is just about being able to pull it together once more to come through and to look to close this out. Well, don't forget that we do have our next series coming up straight after this, basically. Petit Drogos versus Raynor as well. Going to be a great PvZ. Hopefully a little bit more kind of a fight from Raynor after his yesterday's PvZ where he just got kind of stomped by Drogo. Oh, not yesterday's, but the day before was in Group A. Let's hope that the rematch goes better for Raynor than it does for just even if Drogo not even taking sides, just so we see kind of a few games out of them. Will be a lot of fun. And of course, after that, our grand finals will be coming up as well. Clem have been moving over to the right-hand side here, but uThermal is not caring at all about that. So he's just going to keep on moving up, and we're going to see these two armies are going to begin to avoid each other all over again. uThermal moving upwards here, and well, starting to siege from a bit of a distance. What's in the natural? Not really a lot. So you can see in the picture-in-picture, Clem is going straight on in towards the natural, or at least he was trying to. Hellbat's just dropped off. Slow him down over there as we're still just following uThermal. Pushing forwards with the main army, though, because this could be just what ends this game in the next couple of moments. Here we go. Vikings get rid of these Liberators very quickly, just with how many of them there are. And we are going to be seeing uThermal overtaking this natural expansion. He's going to just be breaking in towards the main base too. There's no way Clem holds on to this here, and again his drop on this side is now pushed back, now pushed away without really able to do anything else. And uThermal is going to take it in game 5, but he really did go the distance, and Clem showing us just how good he can be. Took down a laser here in this competition today, and very nearly had uThermal's number as well. Those last few units go down. GG, well played. uThermal takes game number 5 of the series, and he is going to be moving on through to the grand final, where he'll be playing against either Petit Drogo or Raynor.